What is up, everybody? Today we are diving into something absolutely insane, something that will make you think twice before your next trip into the great outdoors. We've all been there, right? You pack your bags, grab your tent, and head out for a relaxing weekend under the stars. Camping is supposed to be a peaceful escape into nature, but sometimes things take a terrifying turn. And guess what? We've found footage, actual recorded proof of these moments, and I'm telling you, some of this stuff is straight out of a horror movie. I literally couldn't sleep after watching some of these. We've scoured the internet, gone through countless hours of footage, and picked out the absolute craziest, most chilling, and downright disturbing encounters people have had while camping. These aren't actors, this isn't fake, this is real life caught on camera. You're going to see things that will make your skin crawl, things that have no explanation, and moments that these campers will never forget. I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll be double-checking your locks and maybe even sleeping with the lights on. So buckle up, because this is going to be an insane ride. We're counting down the 6 most disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. You guys are not ready for what's coming. We're talking shadowy figures, unexplained noises, attacks on tents, the whole 9 yards of pure terror. Let's go! This is going to be absolutely wild. I can't wait for you to see this. Make sure you watch all the way to the end because the last one is a real mind-blower. Alright, kicking things off with our first clip, and this one is an absolute classic creeper, the kind that makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Imagine this, you're deep in the woods, miles from civilization, just trying to enjoy the peace and quiet. This camper, let's call him Dave, was doing exactly that. He had his camera rolling, maybe vlogging his trip or just capturing the scenery. It's daytime, which almost makes it weirder, you know? You expect creepy stuff at night, but in broad daylight, that's a whole other level of unsettling. He's panning his camera around, showing off his campsite, when he catches something in the periphery. He zooms in, and bam! There it is. A shadowy figure just standing there, partially hidden behind a thicket of trees. It's tall, it's dark, and it's unnervingly still. At first you might think, oh, it's just another tree trunk or a weird shadow. But the longer Dave keeps the camera on it, the more you realize this is no trick of the light. The figure has a distinct humanoid shape, and the way it's positioned, it feels like it's watching him, intentionally. Dave starts whispering to the camera, his voice trembling, trying to figure out what he's seeing. Is it another hiker? Unlikely, given how deep in the woods he is and the figure's bizarre stillness. The truly terrifying part? As Dave whispers, "What is that?" the figure seems to subtly shift, like it heard him. It doesn't move much, just a slight turn of what could be ahead. The camper audibly gasps, and you can feel the panic setting in. He calls out, "Hello? Is anyone there?" And the figure? It just remains there, a silent, ominous presence in the woods. He keeps filming for another minute, pure fear radiating from his shaky hands, before he decides he's had enough and quickly packs up, practically running out of there. What was it, a prank, a hermit, or something far more sinister? The footage leaves you with chills, wondering what that thing was and what it wanted. Absolutely terrifying start. Okay, next up, we're diving into the darkness, because let's be real, everything is 10 times scarier at night, especially when you're in the middle of nowhere. This clip comes from a group of friends, 3 of them, who thought they were in for a fun weekend camping trip. They had the fire going, told some stories, and eventually, one by one, they headed into their tents to get some sleep. The camera, set up on a tripod to capture a time-lapse of the stars or something, was accidentally left recording audio, and thank goodness it was, because what it picked up is pure nightmare fuel. Around 3 a.m., according to the timestamp on the footage, the first sound pierces the silence of the night. It's not an animal they recognize, not a coyote, not an owl, not a bear. It's this weird guttural clicking sound, almost mechanical, but also organic. It echoes through the forest, seeming to come from all directions at once. You can hear one of the campers stir in their tent, a muffled, "What was that?" Then, a few minutes later, it's followed by this low, mournful howl, a sound that sends shivers right down your spine. It's long, drawn out, and sounds incredibly sad, but also deeply unsettling. The campers are now audibly awake, whispering to each other from their separate tents. Did you hear that? Yeah, what is that? Their voices are filled with a mix of fear and confusion. The sounds continue intermittently for nearly an hour, clicks, strange whistles, and then, the most terrifying of all, what sounds like heavy footsteps circling their campsite, just outside the range of their dying campfire. They're too scared to look outside, too scared to even make a noise. The audio captures their ragged breathing, their whispered prayers, and the relentless, unexplainable sounds from the darkness. They said they didn't sleep a wink for the rest of the night, and honestly, who could blame them? What was out there making those noises? We literally have no idea. This next one, guys, this is where things get physical. We're not just talking about creepy sights or sounds, we're talking about a direct, terrifying attack. This camper, a solo adventurer named Mark, was using a small lightweight tent, pretty standard for backpacking. He had a GoPro set up inside his tent, facing outwards through the mesh, hoping to catch some wildlife or maybe just the sunrise. What he captured instead was a horrifying ordeal that he was lucky to survive. He was asleep, and the footage is dark, mostly just his silhouette against the tent fabric. Suddenly the tent starts shaking violently, not like wind, but like something is grabbing it and ripping at it. You hear Mark jolt awake, a startled yell, "What the hell?" Then the fabric right above him starts to tear, and you can hear these awful sharp clawing sounds like massive talons shredding through the material. It's pure chaos. Mark is screaming, trying to push whatever it is away, but the tent is collapsing around him. The camera gets knocked over, so the view is all over the place, but the audio is crystal clear. The tearing, the growling, Mark's terrified shouts. It's absolutely insane! He manages to find his flashlight, and for a brief second the beam illuminates a patch of what looks like dark fur or matted hair pressing against the ripped tent fabric, but it's too fast, too chaotic to get a clear look. Whatever it was strong, and it was aggressive. It felt like it was trying to get in, or drag him out. He fought back with everything he had, screaming and kicking, and after what felt like an eternity but was probably only a minute or two, the attack stopped as suddenly as it began. Mark was left in his shredded tent, hyperventilating, cuts and bruises all over. He didn't see what it was, only felt its immense power and heard its terrifying snarls. He abandoned everything and hiked out at first light. Unbelievable. Alright, shifting gears a little bit, this next clip ventures into the paranormal, and it's seriously spooky. We've got a group of 4 campers, and they're gathered around a nice big campfire, sharing stories, laughing, typical camping stuff. One of them is filming the group, just capturing the moment. The fire is crackling, the mood is good, and then, out of absolutely nowhere, something appears in the background, just on the edge of the firelight, that makes everyone freeze. It's so subtle at first, you might miss it if you blink. As the person filming pans slightly, you see it. Standing near a line of trees, just beyond the warm glow of the campfire, is a translucent human-like figure. It's pale, almost glowing faintly, and it seems to just materialize. It's not super defined, more like an outline, a shimmering presence. One of the campers, a girl, suddenly stops talking mid-sentence and her eyes go wide. She points, her voice barely a whisper. "Guys, look!" Everyone turns and the camera swings over to where she's pointing. The figure is still there, motionless, seemingly observing them. The laughter dies instantly, replaced by a stunned, fearful silence. They're all just staring, trying to process what they're seeing. Is it a trick of the smoke, a reflection? But it's too distinct, too persistent. One of the guys bravely or foolishly calls out, "Hello? Who's there?" The figure doesn't respond, doesn't move. It just stands there for what feels like an eternity, probably about 20 or 30 seconds, which is a long time when you're looking at a potential ghost. Then, as quickly as it appeared, it fades away, dematerializing into the darkness. The campers are left speechless, completely freaked out. They swear up and down it was a ghostly apparition, and watching the footage, it's incredibly hard to argue with them. What do you think it was? Get ready for this one, because we're looking up. This camper was out in a pretty remote area, known for its dark skies, perfect for stargazing. He had his camera on a tripod, pointed towards the heavens, hoping to capture some meteor showers or maybe the Milky Way. He let it record for hours. When he reviewed the footage later, he found something he absolutely did not expect, something that sent chills down his spine and made him question everything. It wasn't stars, it wasn't a plane, it wasn't a satellite. The footage shows the night sky, clear and dark, and then, these lights appear. At first it's just one, a bright orb, moving silently and steadily. Then another joins it, then a third, until there's a formation of 5 or 6 lights moving in perfect synchronization. They're not twinkling like stars, they're solid, glowing orbs. They perform these impossible maneuvers, stopping abruptly, changing direction instantly, moving at incredible speeds, and then hovering motionless. There's no sound, no engine roar, nothing you'd associate with conventional aircraft. It's completely silent, completely eerie. The camper, who was asleep in his tent while this was being recorded, said his blood ran cold when he saw it. The lights hover over the general area of his campsite for several minutes, sometimes forming different patterns, a triangle, a straight line, before silently, one by one, they shoot upwards and vanish into the depths of space at a speed that's just mind-boggling. What were these lights? Drones? Military aircraft? Or something not of this world? The footage is incredibly compelling, and the silent, intelligent movement of these objects is deeply unsettling. It makes you wonder what's really out there, watching us from above. This is absolutely insane footage, guys. This last one, guys, is truly heartbreaking and deeply disturbing. It's not about a creature or a ghost, but about something terrifyingly real, a hiker who went missing and whose final eerie moments were captured on their own camera. Sarah, an experienced hiker, set out for a solo trek in a vast national park. She was documenting her journey, as many hikers do. She was cheerful, excited, pointing out landmarks, talking about the beauty of nature. For days her video log is normal, full of breathtaking scenery and her own adventurous spirit. Then the tone of the footage changes. She seems a little lost, a bit disoriented. She mentions that her compass is acting strangely, and that she thinks she might have taken a wrong turn. The confident smile is replaced with a frown of concern. The camera work becomes shakier. She films herself saying she's been hearing strange noises, feeling like she's being watched, but she tries to brush it off, blaming it on fatigue or the isolation. But you can see the fear growing in her eyes. She's trying to stay calm, but the facade is cracking. It's genuinely hard to watch, knowing what's coming. The final piece of footage recovered from her camera, found weeks later by a search party near a remote, treacherous ravine, is short and chaotic. The camera is pointing erratically, mostly at the ground and her feet as she seems to be running. You can hear her panicked breathing, maybe even a muffled cry. Then, there's a sudden jolt, a scream, and the camera falls, capturing a dizzying spin of sky and trees before landing lens up, showing nothing but the rustling leaves of the canopy above. It records for another few minutes, just the sounds of the forest before the battery dies. Sarah was never found. What happened in those final moments? Did she fall? Was she chased? The footage offers no clear answers, only a chilling, tragic mystery. This is a stark reminder of how dangerous the wilderness can be. Wow. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but some of those clips are gonna stick with me for a long time. From shadowy figures and unexplainable noises to tent attacks and ghostly apparitions, and even those insane lights in the sky and that tragic final recording. It's a lot to take in. Camping is an amazing way to connect with nature, but, as we've seen today, it can also put you face to face with the unknown, and sometimes, the downright terrifying. I mean, who knew this much crazy stuff was being caught on camera? These encounters remind us that the wilderness holds many secrets, some of which are better left undiscovered. It's a huge, wild world out there, and we're just a small part of it. While these stories are extreme, they do make you think about being prepared, being aware of your surroundings, and maybe not camping completely alone in the middle of nowhere, unless you're really ready for anything. Seriously, some of that footage was next-level creepy, and I've seen a lot of creepy stuff, so what did you guys think? Which clip freaked you out the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have your own creepy camping story, share it. We'd love to hear it. Or maybe not if it's too scary. Stay safe out there and always be prepared for the unexpected. Don't forget to like this video if it gave you the chills, subscribe for more insane content, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next crazy adventure. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the